Welcome back to College 101. Today I'm going to be talking about extracurriculars, clubs, groups. I don't know anything about frats or sororities, sorry, but a lot of activities that you can go into, whether it's professional, service, recreational, all those kinds of things. I have two main pieces of advice. Piece of advice number one, try everything that sounds like it might be interesting. And piece of advice number two, don't try too many things. Now, that may seem a little counterintuitive, so I'm going to go through exactly what I mean here. There are a lot of options on campus, whether it's something as casual as like the ping pong club or the anime club or whatever like that, to being in full-scale productions or musical groups or being in a frat or sorority, which I imagine is really big time commitment. So as an incoming freshman, I would definitely recommend trying anything that you might be interested in. And I say this because you don't even know what you might be interested in. A lot of times schools will have monthly or weekly club nights, or especially at least for freshmen, they'll have sort of a fair where you can go and see all the clubs, hopefully, take their flyers, get on their email list, whatever they're doing, and really sit down and try all these different things. Now, don't sacrifice your studies, but you never know what might become your one true love. For me, it was ultimate frisbee. I went out and I tried the team, and it was tough. The last time I had been an athlete was when I was 8. I played 1 year of baseball, and so I was not coordinated. I was unathletic. I was overweight. I talked about that in my video about the freshman 15 and how I actually lost 25 pounds my freshman year of college. So check that out if you're interested. But overall, on paper, I should not have liked ultimate frisbee. But the people there were phenomenal. They were open because it's not a very popular professional or organized sport. So I had a pulse, and that was pretty good. But they were so good at teaching me, spending time with me, being patient with me, that I turned into half of an athlete. So that was something I never would have expected, and it's totally changed my life. For you, that could be so many different things, so give them a try. The next step beyond that is give them a try for 1 to 3 months. This is long enough that you can really get into it, see what it's like, learn about their schedules, learn about their big activities or events, and decide if it might be for you. That will also hopefully be enough time that if you make some friends in that group, that'll help you decide to stay. Or if you haven't found anybody you're really close with and the activity is sort of lackluster, you can just move on from it. At the end of that 1 to 3 months, this is when I recommend you start to trim things back. Especially if you do 3 months, that's almost an entire semester. Maybe just stick out the rest of the first semester, but you should have a very good idea of which ones you really want to do. It's easy to overload yourself at college, overpromise yourself, and if you do that, your grades or your social life or your sleep are going to suffer, or all three. So if you can keep these things to a reasonable number of activities so that you can also still do what you came to college to do, and that's learn, get decent grades, make connections, progress your career and future. For me, when I was at University of Oklahoma, the main things I tried were a research team, the ultimate frisbee team, and a couple of engineering competition teams. But pretty quickly, I figured out which of those I liked and which of those I didn't. I stuck with ultimate frisbee, and do to this day. And I also stuck with one of the engineering competition teams. But when I went to BYU, I also left that behind because it wasn't a priority for me. And so that's totally okay. I do want to talk about a couple different kinds of extracurriculars and how you might be able to find and fit some of these into your schedule. The first one I want to talk about is professional organizations. So a lot of engineering groups have them. For example, we have AICHE or AICHE, American Institute for Chemical Engineers. That's just a professional organization where they're going to outreach to companies and help you learn about companies. The main big thing about professional organizations is the free pizza. If I learned anything, it's that anytime they're bringing someone in, anytime there's an event, there was going to be pizza there. So you pay your $15 dues, and by the end of the year, you probably have gotten like 4 free pizzas at least. So join these professional organizations. They're probably all of your professors, the people in your classes anyway, so you might as well help network with them, meet those people, and get some free pizza along the way. The second kind of organization is a service organization. Whether you're part of like a formal honors college program, or if it's just the local service program, we called it Y-Serve for BYU. You can go there, meet people from a lot of different backgrounds, do something good with your free time, help people, get to know the community. Overall, it's a really great option for an extracurricular that will also look really good on your resume for later. The last option for an extracurricular you could fit in is that at my school, we had what were called STAC classes, student activity classes. And so those were basically recreational activities that you could get like 1 credit for. So you could take an intermediate basketball class or a morning yoga class, or I had a couple of friends who actually took a scuba diving class where you went to the pool and practiced there, and then they even took you off-site to take you to a deeper dive to become fully scuba certified through this college class. As well, if you don't want it to be quite so formal, you can do intramurals, which you can make a team with your friend, and oftentimes they have different levels of competitiveness. So if you just want to be on like, I don't know, a beginner's kickball league, that's pretty casual, or you can be on like a super hardcore flag football league that's very competitive. Either way, you can get some of those physical activities into your schedule and maybe even get a little credit for them. There are so many opportunities for extracurriculars at college, so many new hobbies you might learn, new people you're going to meet, and so be excited about that, go give them a try, but also realize you're only human. You can only do so many things, and you can definitely do only a few things well. Since one of those will hopefully be your studies, and another one will hopefully be keeping in touch with family and making new friends, you've only got so much time for these extracurricular activities. Be reasonable, but be adventurous, and find what might be your true passion. Thanks for watching this episode of College 101. You're on the College Guide. We'll see you next time.